passengers to exit the train before boarding. Thank you for riding Sound Transit's Link Light Rail.
Okay, we're good. What's up, guys? Hopefully you're excited. Today, we're making a video all about planning out your shots. So, as I already stated, today's video is going to be all about planning your shots. So, what exactly does that mean? You might be thinking, hey, Josh, I take good shots, I plan every shot. But it's not exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about going the extra mile, making your shots look as good as possible. Alright, not just see a spot, take a few photos, maybe adjust your settings a little. No. We're talking about thinking ahead of time, planning out the shot in advance, and working to make it happen. Not just capturing whatever. We're talking about actually having a vision, right? And making that a reality. Now, if that isn't the most touristy, boring looking photo, then I don't know what is. But today, we're gonna try and make it a lot better. All right, that's an example of what not to do. You see, when you first look at this, you might be like, wow, it's a great subject. It's got brilliant rainbow lights and it's all flashy and stuff, and you might just take a picture and move on. And it's just such a waste. All right, look at this. It looks good now, but let's check the time. Let's check the times, shall we? It is about 7:53 p.m. All right, and you might be wondering, what does the time have to do with anything? Well, the sunset time in Seattle is 8:18 p.m. So, now it's 7:54. But, if my math is correct, in 24 minutes, we should have a much more vibrant subject, all right? The background's gonna be a lot darker. We're gonna lose this overcast, and all these lights are gonna pop so much more. And while it might seem excessive, you'll just have to see what I mean, okay? It makes a big difference. Also, while we're talking about planning out your shots, you need to plan out what kind of gear you bring, all right? The lenses, the tripod, all that's important, but if you're like me, you got here a half hour early. What are you gonna do? What if you get thirsty? Bring something to drink, bring something to eat. It's not a sponsored video, but Odwalla, if you're watching this, you make incredible juice, and if you're looking to sponsor someone, I'm your guy. All right, now take a look at this. This looks pretty wicked, right? This is just the water. This is just the reflection of the water. So, well, it already looks a lot more vibrant, or maybe that's just me. But, changing our location, look at this. That's gorgeous if we can capture it like this. Oh, this is gonna look awful on video. That was like 3 minutes. See all these people? Don't be doing what they're doing. Granted, yes, this looks cool, but just wait. Just wait. Alright? If you don't want a touristy looking shot that looks like it was taken like this, patience. Patience. Still not time. like I just sat in a big puddle of water. But I'll admit, we might have been a little early today, but it's always better to be too early than too late. Although, if you're just waiting for it to get dark, you have a pretty big window. I don't know, like 8 hours where it's still dark. But, you know, for shots like sunrise, sunset, you know, those aren't gonna stop for you. When the sun starts setting, you can't, you know, you can't rewind that. Granted, there wasn't much of a sunset today. But getting to your shot early, or at least on time, is really important. I mean, it can make the difference between an okay shot or something you're really proud of, something that people are gonna be like, wow, you know, double tap that IG on Instagram and get those followers. It's important. All right, so it is 8:19. Still not quite dark yet, but that's okay. Now, I'm gonna move around just a little bit and try and find the best spot to take a picture from. I might have just found it. Let's look around though. I mean, we've got time. So that's another thing. When you get there early, you have time. Oh, if we go over here, this might work. And if you're Casey Neistat, no drones. Oh, I bet you could get some sweet drone shots though. All right, so as you can see, we are here, and if we move to there, I think that'll get us a better shot. Just kidding, this is like a aquarium map or something. Okay, so see, this would be good, because what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try and take a long exposure with the tripod, and this would be like a perfect height. You can see if I just set it here. But the problem with this is we have all these lights in the way. So there's like one there, one there, one there, one there. We don't want to try and Photoshop those out. That's a lot of work, and it might not come out as clean. That table is good. This one might be our best bet, but it's still not quite, I don't know if it's gonna be high enough. The other option is to put the camera down there looking up, but we want to try and get that reflection in there. So ideally, we might have to put it on the railing, which is a little sketchy. Okay, so it's still not quite dark enough, but we're gonna zoom in on one of these poles, and as we can see, it takes the light about, okay, so that was at 13 seconds, to there. It takes it about 7 seconds to completely meet up to where the last one was. Hopefully that makes sense. So, in theory, a 7-second exposure should give us pretty much a solid rainbow around with no gaps in between. All right, so it's a little bit darker now. What I'm gonna try and do is put the Gorilla Pot, that is so wet. I'm gonna try and put the Gorilla Pot on this. It's gonna be a little risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. So as you can see, these aren't too bad. I got a nice 10-second exposure at f/16, and it looks pretty good, but the wheel wasn't moving, but now it is, so let's get back to it. It stopped again, which is actually okay because got a little bit of water on the lens. Never a good thing. Completely ruins the shot, actually. Hopefully that's good enough. Oh, all right, you know, I don't like to brag too much, but look at this. Did planning out that shot, what, oops, the screen went off. Oh, now I'm about to take a picture. Hold up. Ho-ho! Did planning out that shot help or what? Look at that. Now, something I didn't really account for is if you'll see, one of the lights was out. So on the shorter exposures, it actually made kind of a cool effect. And it took me a sec to figure out what it was. But there was like a, it was like a wedge was just missing from the circle, and that's because of that right there. But making the exposure longer pretty much erased that. So, you know, we had time, we planned ahead, and we worked around that problem. even though we really have like 8 hours until it's not dark anymore. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys can see why I think it's really important to plan your shots ahead of time. You know, there's nothing wrong with the first shot, right? It's an okay shot. I understand that not everyone has like hours to spend sitting around, drinking juice, just waiting for the best shot. But when you put the time in, and you wait, and you plan ahead, and you use your brain, and you get creative, and all that good photography, you know, hard work stuff. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. When you put in the work, when you plan ahead, you can get something really unique. I think that shot was a lot cooler than the pretty basic, just sitting there shot. And on top of that, again, look at this. When you look at that, it just looks incomplete, especially with the light out. And we were able to almost completely cover that up by doing a long exposure, waiting for it to be nighttime, and I think it was well worth the wait. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you liked it, be sure to like it. If you have any comments, have any questions, just want to talk to me, just say hi, do so in the comment section down below. And if you aren't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Hopefully you can see, we were here for a long time, a little over an hour, but I think it was well worth the wait. I mean, look at this. Crazy.